Hello and welcome back to the Ahenfie Rabbitry YouTube channel. This afternoon we want to talk about why rabbit farming. A lot of people sometimes ask us, so of all the animals that you could have ventured into, why did you choose rabbits? Why rabbits? And we want to try and answer that question today. We want to try and attempt an answer to that question today. And we have so much to share on this subject that we've decided to make it a two-part series. The first part will be this one, and then we would upload the second part subsequently. So just stay tuned as we bring you so many good reasons why you want to go into rabbit farming. And this is just the part one. So this is only the first part of the series. Be sure to come back again for the second part so that you get the full picture, the complete message or picture on why we are advocating for everyone who can to go into rabbit farming. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so that when we upload the second part of this wonderful series, you will be notified and you'll be able to get the full picture. So let's get started. One of the reasons why we are doing this is to encourage more people out there who are contemplating going into rabbitry but are not so sure why they should do it. We want to help you to at least get some good reasons why this might be just a very important venture and a very lucrative venture for you. Now, one of the reasons you go into any business, if you want to do this as a business, of course, is to make profits. And as far as profit is concerned, rabbits is a game of numbers. You need rabbit farming is a game of numbers. We are talking about the more you produce, the more the returns you are likely to see. And so you don't have a problem at all if you're a rabbit farmer, because rabbits have the potential to multiply very, very, very quickly. They can multiply very quickly. As you can see, here are some of our New Zealand red kids with their mother. And this is its third kindling. That means the third time it is giving birth in a period of about since last year September. So last year September was when we started crossing or breeding these animals. And already you can see how many they are on the farm. They've taken over the farm practically, and they keep growing and the numbers keep increasing. So one of the reasons you may want to go into rabbit farming is because they are fast growing animals. Now, if you compare this to cow or sheep or goat, you know that in about between 3 to 6 months, 6 months is even far, 3 to 4, 5 months, you are ready. These animals are ready for the table, and you can easily slaughter and make some very good returns on your investment. Or you can sell them as breeding stock to other farmers who are interested in rabbit farming. And that's one of the things we do here at the Ahenfie Rabbitry. Currently, we are expanding the farm, but we also have room to occasionally sell a few breeding stock to people who are interested. And so this is one of the reasons. Number one, you are looking at an animal that is very, very fast growing, and therefore your returns will come in as fast as possible as well. Now, we are not saying that rabbitry is a get-rich-quick venture, but what we are saying is that if you stay in it, and you are committed and you are consistent, because the animal itself has the potential to grow very quickly, you can go into a cycle where every 3 to 4 months you have products to sell, whether by as meat or as breeding stock. You would have them ready for consumers to tap into or to buy. So that is one of the main reasons why you want to go into commercial scale rabbitry, or even going into it just as a hobby or as something you are doing for your family. Now, the other reason why you want to go into rabbit farming is because rabbits have a better food converting rate. And when it comes to feed conversion, rabbits is one of the best animals out there. With a very little amount of feed, rabbits can turn this into so much meat. They are able to convert that into growth very, very, very quickly. And that is one of the reasons why you want to go into rabbit farming. Now, rabbits, as we said, are number one, they are fast growing. Number two, they have a very high feed conversion rate than many other animals out there. They will convert your feed very quickly into meat for you. And so if you look at some of these animals we have here on the farm, they are extremely big. And this is, I mean, if you want to go, if you're looking at this as meat, you can tell how much meat we are looking at. So they have a very high feed conversion rate. Now, that is number two. The other reason why you want to go into rabbit farming is because rabbits are highly prolific animals. They are extremely prolific. One rabbit can give birth to 6 to 10. Some farms, or if you take good care of them, they can even give you more than 10 kids. And the gestation period is very short. So rabbits, when they are pregnant, will give birth after 30 to 32 days. 30 to 32 days. So you can imagine when you cross the animal, it is able to give you kids in just 30 or 31 or 32 days. Now, this is all why rabbits are such prolific animals. In one delivery, they can potentially give you more than 10 kids. Now, you may lose some, but if your animals are very good mothers and you have a very good sanitation on the farm and you're taking good care of them, they will survive. Majority will survive. At least you are looking at 8 or more surviving. So here, for example, we have some kids that have been born and they are just relaxing, so you don't see much, but they are down there. I mean, you can see the fur that the mother has plucked. You can see it, there we go. These are how many days old? These are only 3 days old. And Mama Rabbit is wondering, what are you doing? What are you doing here? It's trying to get closer to protect the kids. And that's the kind of mother you want. We have such beautiful and very, very excellent mothers as in our rabbit farm here. All our animals so far have been excellent mothers. Now, this rabbit here is from one of our first generations, and its mother was an excellent mother, and so we decided to keep it in the lineage and use it for production, and it is also starting to show us some very good signs of good motherhood. If you maintain a good breeding cycle, you would be able to have several litters in a year, and what that means is that they are going to increase on your farm very quickly. And so with very few animals to start with, you will in no time have several animals on your farm. And that is money. As we said, when it comes to profits and when it comes to rabbits and making money, it's all about numbers. So you are looking for ways to get your numbers up. And that is extremely important. Now, the other thing about rabbits is that you can raise them in a very, very small space. Now, for us who are doing this on a commercial scale, we have quite a big space to do that. But that doesn't mean that every farmer out there needs to go commercial, or every farmer out there has to have a very big structure or a large space to house the animals. Now, the point is this. We would love that people go commercial. We want many people, as many as can handle what it takes. We would like to see larger commercial scale rabbit farming in the country. because rabbits are extremely good source of protein. That is another reason why you want to go into rabbit farming, by the way. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. What we are saying is that if we have larger rabbitries in the country, this will cause rabbit meat to become more popular. And if it becomes more popular, people will notice it. People will have more, there will be more options on the dinner table than just chicken that has been imported from somewhere that we can't even describe, and they are just on your table and you don't know the source of it. These animals are being raised in a very clean environment. They are nicely treated, they are humanely treated, they are carefully taken care of, and therefore when the time comes for us to slaughter, we know that the animals had a good life. And so there's no problem there. The animals are well taken care of, and therefore they have lived life, they've enjoyed themselves, and they are just serving as food for humanity. And so that is one other reason. Now, space, as we said, if you want to do large-scale commercial farming, that is a good thing. We want people to do it. We want rabbits to become as popular, if not more popular, than chicken and pig and pork and other sources of meat out there. And I'll tell you the reason why we are on this advocacy, why we are on this campaign to get rabbit meat to the masses. The reason why we are so passionate about getting rabbit meat to the people. The other reason why you want to do rabbit farming is because rabbits as a whole, as I said, if you're going to go into commercial scale, the budget is extremely different. And even that, you can actually start small. Like I told you, we started with very few animals that we imported, and in no time, they are multiplying. So you don't necessarily, you may invest a bit if your aim is to go big, which is what we are advocating. But if you don't intend to go big in any time soon, or even if you intend to go big in any time soon, your initial startup capital for this kind of venture can be small. And as the animals increase, you also expand and you increase with them. So they can be grown in a very small space. Number 3, that's number 4. And the production cost is less compared to other animals. For example, how much it will cost you to feed 10 or 20 rabbits, you can use that to feed probably only one cow, as an example. Okay, and if you compare how much meat one rabbit will give you in a year, it is comparable to one cow. A single rabbit can give you meat comparable to a single cow in a year. That is incredible. Now, if you consider that you need only a small space to house this kind of animal compared to, let's say, a cow or pigs, and you are getting about the same amount of meat in terms of kilos, then we are talking about a very unique animal here. And this is why we are encouraging people to go into rabbitry. We want more people to venture into rabbit farming, because it can be a great source of so many good things for you. Now, as I said, the cost is less. Production cost is far below that of chicken. It is far below that of goat or that of sheep, unless you are not doing goat on commercial scale and you are just leaving them to graze around on their own, or you're not doing cattle on the commercial scale and you're just letting them. Even if you have just a few and you're doing you're keeping them and feeding them to sell, there is still quite a lot of expenses you will make compared to rabbit. And if you consider the fact that in a year you are getting about the same amount of meat, then you should know that it's a good thing to consider rabbit farming. Now, the other thing about rabbit is that rabbit meat is tasty, and it is highly nutritious, and it is very easily digestible. Rabbit meat, it is highly tasty, and it is easily digestible, and it is very nutritious. Rabbit meat is extremely nutritious. It is one of the best quality meat out there. It comes on top of it is highly in terms of quality. It is a better quality meat than chicken. It's a better quality meat than goat. It is better quality meat than cow or beef. It is better quality meat than most of the animals we have out there. And so that is one of the things that you might want to think about as you consider going into rabbit farming. The meat is easily digestible, the fat content is very low, and the most crucial thing when it comes to selecting rabbit meat as your meat source has to do, for me personally, is the very low cholesterol that it has compared to other meat sources out there. If you take chicken, if you take beef, if you take goat, if you take sheep, and you add rabbit, the meat that has the lowest cholesterol is rabbit meat, and it gives you one of the highest, best quality proteins you can ever have in your diet. So this is one of the reasons why we are advocating for rabbits to become a very common delicacy in people's farm. So even people who are very conscious, so if you're extremely conscious about your diet and you are worried about cholesterol and you're worried about meat and all of that, rabbit can be a very good option for you. Rabbit meat can be a very, very good option for you simply because it has very low level of cholesterol. We are not saying it doesn't have cholesterol at all, and we are not by any means saying that if you take it and you have a heart condition, it is going to be cured or anything. All we are saying is that compared to other meat sources, rabbit meat has the lowest cholesterol, one of the best quality. Compared to the other meat sources that I've mentioned, rabbit meat has has the lowest cholesterol, and it has some of the best proteins you can have as your diet. And so this is yet another reason why you want to go into rabbit farming for yourself or even as a business. We are looking forward to the days where rabbit will become a very common option on the restaurant menu as you have for chicken and maybe even fish or pork. We want rabbit to get to that level, and that's why we are advocating for more people to go into rabbit farming. Now, you may be a young graduate or an unemployed person and you are looking for a job. What we want to tell you is that rabbit farming can give you self-employment. Rabbit farming can give you self-employment where you would become your own boss and you'll be producing some of the best quality products as far as meat and other things are concerned. So don't wait. Don't wait. We are looking for more people to go into rabbit farming. Now, very soon we will come up with an outgrower system that we will use to help people who want to go into rabbit farming but may not have the startup for breeds that are of good quality like ours here. And so we will come to that. But what I want to say is that rabbit farming is one of the best options out there if you are unemployed currently and you are looking for ways to earn a living. You can start small. You can start with very few animals, and in no time, in a small space, like we said, you have animals that require small space to grow, and they can grow very fast. The little food you give them or feed you give them, they will convert it very quickly to meat for you. And you are looking at being able to sell them in a space of 3, 4, 5, 6 months and getting some returns on your investment. So these are some of the reasons why you want to go into rabbit farming. So that's not all. We've talked about the fact that they give you some of the best quality meat out there as far as protein and cholesterol levels are concerned. That is a very, very important thing for people who are health conscious. Rabbits, another reason why you may want to go into rabbit farming, and we are encouraging you to go into rabbit farming, is because rabbits are very, very easy to feed. If you are just doing this at your backyard, for example, or you only have like a few number of rabbits and you're not even doing it on commercial scale, you can get some greens in your neighborhood. You have to wilt them a little bit because sometimes we give them fresh greens, they can have bloats and other issues. We have a video on that coming up soon, how to feed your animals. So look out for that. And we encourage you, if you haven't yet done so, to please subscribe to our channel because we have more coming up for you. If you like and share our video, we'll be extremely grateful as well. So please subscribe to our channel as we give you more insight on rabbitry and rabbit production in Ghana. So that's another very crucial reason why you want to embark on commercial scale or even small scale rabbit farming, just for yourself and your family, or just for a few with a few animals that you can sell. Now, as I said, you can raise them on very, very at minimal cost in terms of feeding, because when it comes to rabbit farming, one of your, besides the structure that we put up for us as a commercial scale farming, the other thing that really consumes a lot of expense or costs a lot of expense is the feeding. So you can, as you can see, we have given them some of these brachiaria grass, and that's because you can be very innovative. You can have different ways of feeding your animals that will help you to cut down costs. And that's what we are advocating. You can grow the feed that feeds your animals. And if you do that, it will help you a lot. Now, supposing you don't have the room to grow your own animal, we can help you to formulate a good feed that can nourish your animals at a very, very low cost. Again, telling you that rabbit production, you can really decrease your cost and it can be a great thing. For farmers or for people who are very, very, you are just a beginner, you are just starting, and you only have you're only raising these for your family, let's say just a few animals just for your family, because rabbits can be a good source of protein for your family. It can be a very good source of protein for your family. So that is another very good reason why you want to embark on rabbit farming. We're giving you so many reasons so that you realize that this is a good business or a good venture to go into. I've seen couples who have gone into rabbit farming purely for recreation. They just love the animals, and rabbits are such, look at this animal. Why wouldn't you love this? I mean, just by looking at them, you get so happy and you get so excited. So they can be animals that just give you recreation and as well serve as a good source of protein for your family. Now, this is a very good thing. If you take good care of them, they will take good care of you. And so this brings us to the end of part 1 of our video talking about why rabbit farming. Why go into rabbit farming? I promise you we have at least another 8 or more exciting reasons why you should go into rabbit farming, and it is just coming up in part 2 of this video. And I want you to subscribe, share, like, and get ready for the next video because it is going to even get you more excited. Thank you so much for watching this one, and watch our next video and the next one and the next one. I will get back to you again soon with a part 2 of why you should go into rabbit farming today. Until then, it is bye-bye from the Ahenfie Rabbitry. Cheers.